Today on the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast, we are discussing Agatha All Along, Season 1, Episode 5, Darkest Hour, Wake Thy Power. All that and more after this.
Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. Oh my gosh, did you guys just see Agatha? Oh my gosh, you can see me in a crown. Okay, my name's Matthew Carroll.
And I'm Jeff Randall.
And I'm Ashley Coffin.
Hey guys, that was intense.
How about that Wiccan, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
Spoiler alert. We
better not be here unless you've seen the show. Like, sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, this might autoplay in somebody's whatever feed. Hopefully, by the time we get through the credits, they'll know, or by the ads
Jeff.
or whatever. Yeah, it was
Jeff
Jeff.
Randall.
I left
We warned.
enough time. I was like, this is what we're talking about. And so you need to hit next. If you ain't ready, don't listen.
Big headline.
We're ready.
First, before we get into it, let me say thank you. I did a call out last week for you guys to get us to 3,000 on the YouTube. You did it. Thank you so much.
Wow.
We've now surpassed 3,000. Thank you so much for going to youtube.com/strandedpanda. And if you didn't hear it, talk about it last week, we're really trying to grow the YouTube channel. We're putting a lot of content over there, a lot of segments from Multiverse News and stuff that are a little more directed. So it would be awesome if you guys went and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button or whatnot. Thank you for doing it, everybody. You hit it. You loved us 3,000, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hit that 3,000.
3,000.4.
Big
Above and beyond.
Yeah, above and beyond to infinity. Big headline. Big headline. This episode, obviously,
Everyone's dead.
My Red Bull's kicking in. I'm excited.
Billy is real. Billy is here. We got Billy.
Real.
And I don't even know what's going on with Billy, but he seems already interesting and complex. And I love it so much. I love that I left the episode feeling both oh, I love him, and also I'm scared of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
also,
has he
I
been-
have not had enough time with him.
Yeah.
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 Well, I'm glad
This
they did it
episode.
now. We're right
Yeah.
in kind of the middle.
Yeah, we're right in the middle. That we get more time to let this explode, really.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure is there, and it's just gonna and
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of
There are no
exploded.
words.
This upends the entire series in a way, because this whole thing is predicated on this episode by episode, trial by trial, go through the different witches, and then it's just this episode in 25 minutes on screen, which is insane. Such a short episode, and I don't want to complain about it, but it was a powerful episode for 25 minutes. Has all the witches are off the road. They've all sunk into the mud.
I'm
One
so here
is
for it.
they are now one with the road.
Chaos.
there. I knew you'd love it. This whole episode was more horror centric than any other episode.
Oh, it's great. I mean, you had 80s horror, you had Poltergeist, you had The Exorcist. It was just everything. It was
You had the
sleepover
Ouija
the Ouija board. Oh,
Yep.
it was perfect.
Mr.
And she looks
Shart.
scary. I know,
Yeah.
Mr. Shart. She still doesn't even know how to spell her name.
Yep. When they did Mrs. Hart, I was just like, oh, that was not what I read.
Yep.
She did a pretty good Mrs. Hart, though.
She
Yeah,
did. She did. I said a few weeks ago I wanted to see somebody do that, but I thought it was actually going to be someone summoning her, not that, but it was that. Also,
Yeah.
I guess that's the kind of witch, or just because she's killed so many people, she's got a connection to the dead. I guess that's what Agatha's kind of witch is.
She walks
What
hand
witch?
in hand with death.
That's
Right.
one of the things in the Witch's Road. So I guess even though they're not named as one of the 4 types, that is a thing on the road. I don't know if you need a witch that does that or what.
Yeah, but, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I never heard them be like, oh, you have to either be an earth, air, fire, water witch to walk the road. Do you just have to have them with you to get through? I don't know.
Right.
Arguably
Yeah, it
the
seems
most-
that way.
Arguably the most important is Earth, but we have not yet seen a trial for Rio or
Mm-hmm.
any amount of importance for that.
And I'm not sure. I think we will, because I know there's a castle coming up in the trailer. So I'm assuming that's going to be Lilia's, who's the last trial we haven't had. Well, no, Lilia and Rio we haven't had a trial for.
And what if there's a trial for Billy?
Well, that's even if the road is real at this point, or is this all just Billy?
Right.
Or Wiccan
exactly.
making it with his chaos power?
even if it is real, has his power and his like actions this episode completely derailed what we're doing? Are we now just fighting Billy, or are we like, is Billy fighting witches? Or also, Billy was controlling them, right? That's what we were seeing.
Yeah, their eyes were glowing the same color as his hand power.
Yes, so Billy was controlling Lilia and Jen and tossed Agatha in the mud and then threw them in the mud. And I guess this is like, I also like, I don't know for sure if Agatha had control when she killed Alice. I don't know. Like I could see it either way. Like maybe that's just a spell she has on her that when witches zap her, she absorbs her power, and it's not an active thing she's doing.
Can't stop! Oh no!
Yeah,
force a habit.
Sorry. She seems serious.
Yeah. I never know.
But I wouldn't put it past her to be playing him.
100%.
To just be like, oh, I couldn't control it, but I could control it, but I couldn't control it. But don't you ever say it. No one's going to believe you. Like,
well, I mean, even her mom's like, you were born evil, honey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was pretty, that was some heavy mom stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Coming down like poltergeist. You were born evil, and I should have had you killed the moment you left my body. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
And the way Rio before was like, no, we can't. Like, I'm all about killing her. Let's slit her throat. Cool.
Not her mother.
Not her mother.
Nope.
Her mother doesn't get her.
That's your ride or die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, or that's just Death, who she owes her soul to, or whatever, right? Like, your mother doesn't get you. It could be her mother doesn't get you. I get you. Like if you're gonna die, I get you.
When the planchette spelled out death, Rio was just like,
she laughed.
Yes.
No, it was like,
She
you're with death. Yeah, I was like, because you're death, and you.
Yeah. She's like, you're not death. I'm death.
That's how I took it.
Yep.
Wait a second. Where was Rio at the end?
She was still inside. She was with Alice's body.
Oh.
No one watched. No one stayed watching over Alice.
Yep. That's the first body we've seen drop since she's been on the road, and she stayed with that body.
But
getting her bodies.
She knew everything that was going on and told Agatha who he was. Because until the last episode, we knew that Agatha thought that might have been her son. So then that's why at this one, when she's like, you're just like your mother. She obviously told her, because she was saying to like Lilia, she's like, tell her. Rio knows everything that's happening.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Rio, when Lilia started to say, like, they're telling us to, like, get out, she's like, yeah, tell them why. And she's like, oh, the Salem 7 are after us. So, like, Rio kind of already knows things that are happening.
Yeah. Rio definitely has more information. I don't know that that's how Agatha figured out that that's who Billy was. Like, I really don't. It could be that she's known since the first episode when she saw the sigil. Maybe she recognized the sigil from the very beginning and was like, I know what's going on here. Like, she could have, I mean, she was already like, she was sensing things about what was going on with Wanda all the way back when she was still in the Hex. Like, she knew she'd died. She knew she'd been crushed. She knew she destroyed all the dark holds. Like, she knew all this stuff that she shouldn't have known. So it's very possible when she saw that sigil, she was like, already know what's going on.
Then
You're
why
Billy
would
Kaplan.
Rio be like, that's not your kid, or whatever
Well,
she said?
it's not her kid.
But why would she be so, like, reactive to it?
I think that Agatha has been being soft on Billy and being like sweet to Billy because just because he's a kid, and that she gave up a kid and has you heard she does have a soft spot for children. In this episode, the Salem 7, we found out were the kids of the coven she killed, and she gave them mercy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She was
always finish the job.
Mercy's overrated.
Always finish what you start.
Always finish what you start.
Yep.
And I love that even when she's trying to get everybody ready and like, let's go, get your shit, let's go. She puts on her coat and then still does the like big flourish to turn. She's just like,
the flourish.
Of course. She's style all the time.
Style is greater than safety.
I am curious how she knows for sure. But like in that moment, when he's sitting there saying, like, I'm not a bad guy, like, I'm not going to be the kind of witch that you are, that sort of moralizing he's doing, it's exactly what Wanda did to Agatha last she saw her. And then Agatha, I don't know if she knows for sure, she might have sensed it all, but Agatha went full on, like, let's go murder everyone to get my children from the multiverse. So, like, does Agatha know that? And is that why she's laughing when she's like, are you sure? You're just like your mother. Like, there's this darkness within you. You're gonna turn dark just like me. You're gonna do whatever you have to do, kill whoever you have to kill to get what you want. And then he immediately starts murdering witches. I also the thought is when he starts murdering these witches, right? Like throwing them off the road, as far as he knows, murdering, as far as we know. I don't think they're gone for sure.
No,
but when he starts doing that,
he was just incapacitating them.
Well, but I was wondering if Billy was doing it because that crown shows up on his head, and like, could it be that's part of the sigil that these witches have found out who he is, and the sigil took over? These little things started appearing on his hands when he did that, and I'm wondering if like the power of Wanda's sigil was like killing all the witches around him that know his secret. You know,
I feel like he kind of had
know.
a little sly smile at the end, like he knew what was going on.
Maybe, yeah. I definitely like it's an intense look at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was a smile, but
he had
it's
the
an
same
intense look.
like the colors in his hands with his eyes. It was obviously his powers, and he was controlling.
100%.
Them, so I feel like he definitely.
But Agatha's mom's power, when they tried to kill her, her power was blue, and she had a crown as well, like a crown that like was formed out of energy. Whenever they were doing their big fight in WandaVision. And it looked very similar to the way that Billy's crown, Teen's crown looks, because they haven't said Billy yet.
It's Billy. 100%
but it's
Billy. That is Wanda's crown just updated for Billy. Like, that is clearly what they're saying.
I mean, even the part that's like notched out, like right in the middle on his forehead, like that negative space is shaped like Wanda's crown from the comics.
Yes. Yeah, it looks so good. And it looks like the same material they made her crown out for WandaVision and Mom.
And there's Madness. Kind of blued it because he's blue.
Oof, man, it was intense. I'm so excited that we know now it's none of no more this. We know he's not Nicholas Scratch because Nicholas Scratch spoke to her from the ethereal plane or whatever.
That was her safe word.
Mama, stop.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, so when he was like, or when they were making the brooms, and he was like, I get one too, and she's like, as long as you pass me one, as long as you trade these, like tit for tat.
Oh yeah, the broom stuff. That was fun.
That was fun.
The stick that he grabbed, that like the shape of it, at the top of it, that is the same staff shape that he has in the comics, that Wiccan has in the comics.
Man.
Oh, that's cute.
That's beautiful.
I was like, I know that fucking staff. Like, I know that staff.
Well, that's awesome because that's another little clue that he's Billy. And I think the fact, for those of us paying attention, I love this is something Marvel does a lot of times. For those of us really paying attention and doing, our homework, as it were, and talking on these podcasts and listening to everything and watching things about these shows, we knew it was either Nicholas Scratch or Billy. Like, those were the two big options. Mm-hmm. And then first the staff, you see that and you're like, oh. Yep. Like, you noticed it. I didn't notice that because I don't know that from comics. So, like, you caught that. But then as soon as they said Nicholas Scratch was through the board, I was like, oh, well, he's Billy. Or some other third thing that we're not expecting. But
the whole time I expected the Ouija to say Nicholas Scratch, and then it finally did.
Yeah.
In that room, though, when they all had their costume changes, his was a red and gray baseball shirt, and he had a blue headband.
Yep.
Which is the Wiccan getup.
Yep. It was a little sleepover Wiccan.
Yep. Little nighttime, nappy time Wiccan.
I do love that, how in comics, like, when a character has a certain color theme, like when they go to I'm going to the gym, their outfit will kind of match their whatever.
Yeah, it's like the Power Rangers. Like, Tommy Oliver was always wearing green, regardless 100%. Of whether or not it was the suit.
For Kimberly, 100%. All pink.
Always pink all the time.
Always pink. Always. Real Barbie core.
Oh, man. Okay, so I feel like that's the biggest thing, Billy. We also... we lost Alice. I don't think the other witches are dead at all. I think that Lilia, Jen, and Agatha are definitely sticking around. Do you guys think Alice is dead? Because her death was so unceremonious compared to some of the others we've had.
Maybe.
I guess we only had
one. Just because I kind of was like, I think they're going to get through some of the witches before we get to the end of this. I'm going to stick with my my original theory that I'm gonna go.
You lose one per trial.
Maybe.
But we didn't lose one last week.
Yeah, we didn't lose one last week. We'll see.
That's true.
It's dark, you know.
Well, I don't know. I think that Rio might, being death, you know, might raise her and be like, she'll continue accompanying us, but when we leave, she's going with me.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Seeing
I'd be like, yes,
dead
Aubrey
Alice.
Plaza, yes. Is that what? Yes.
Absolutely, yes. I'll go with you in a heartbeat. Yes.
You don't even have to do any
I
of that
didn't
other
die.
stuff.
I didn't die. Can I still go with you?
She was so funny in
Follow
this.
you
Like
anywhere.
everybody else is screaming, but Rio's just laughing.
Oh my God,
gosh.
that cackle.
Yes, the cackle.
That witch's cackle
witch's
that
cackle.
she did.
Let me
So
say
good.
about the witch's broom part, because I feel like other people are going to feel this way, and I should express it. That was silly as hell.
Oh, it was incredibly silly.
I
But
loved it.
Over
I loved it so
the-
much, but it was so silly. And their acknowledgement of the fact that this is kind of cringe. We're gonna do it anyway. And then they used like the 80s Star Wars speeder bike effects. Like it's just so
Oh yeah, God.
old school
The low
and cheaply
budget.
done. Yeah, it's
The low
cheaply
budget made
done.
itself known, and it was.
This was-
It was
There was
glorious.
This is not a fancy CGI one. It's just like
Nope.
them on a green screen going like leaning forward. Like it's so silly, but man, I loved it. It was so much fun.
Witches in front of a blood moon any day of the week. Like E.T. in front of the blood moon. Very hocus pocus. I loved it. Perfect.
Yeah, I felt very hocus pocus. Honestly, this episode more than any other has felt like an homage to a lot of different horror things. The very beginning with the you know, what was it called when they go in different ways with their bones and
The contortionists.
yeah the contortionist like dancer type people like doing the thing at the beginning, climbing up the tree with their multiple
very
arms,
creepy.
like so creepy.
Very like
just-
The Grudge and like The Ring.
yeah
And the,
exactly.
The Salem 7 like crawling across the ground.
Yeah, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Just walk.
Just
you were
walk
walking
or
earlier.
float. I feel like you can float. I would always levitate anywhere I had to go. I've seen them
Right?
do it.
Everywhere.
They call them like the feral children of the Salemites or whatever.
Yeah, but
They're
like when
kids.
you first see them, they're standing on the road and they split into 7. They're walking like normal
Yeah.
freaking people.
Yeah, just
Like
and then
I know you can do it.
It's
You're just
'cause
doing
it's
that. That's a
Halloween,
choice.
Jeffrey.
It's a choice.
Halloween.
It's
Halloween.
a choice,
Choice.
that I enjoyed. It was real scary. So there's that.
Real creepy.
Then they get safe in the Ouija room, and then you get the Ouija sequence, which was scary in multiple ways. And then the Punish Agatha thing happened, and it was like watching something out of Saw. Like her being like, we have to punish her, tie her up, let's do it. Like they're all willing to just do whatever they have to do to get Agatha. Like it was very like humanity turning on each other sort of thing, which is a whole different kind of like The Purge or Saw
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the teen the whole time is like, weren't we clicking? There was unity.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, there's unity here. And
Come
he
together.
he like seems like he decides by the end of this episode, if it's his decision, that he just like is not cool with what witches are anymore. Like he doesn't know
Or
that
has
this is
he
what he
been
wants.
faking the whole time.
Or has he been faking the whole time?
Yeah, he
Just
wants
want to
unity.
put that on the board.
He wants
100%.
everyone under his rule.
I just need to rule it.
Yep.
Like his stepdad Mephisto.
Uh-huh.
You learn a thing or two. I mean, I would assume.
Yeah, for sure.
When they went to M on Mrs. Hart first, I was like, it's Mephisto. Come on, give me it.
Oh yeah,
They're not gonna
yeah.
do it
I
again.
knew you would think that. As soon as there was an M, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna hear a Mephisto theory tonight.
Yep. And then they went to R, and I was like, Mr. Fisto. He's still Mr. Mephisto. He's coming around.
Mephisto.
Mr.
Oh,
Shark.
man.
Is that an anagram for Mephisto or?
Then we got the possession scenes. Continue on the like line
Oh,
of
yeah.
different
Very
kinds
good.
of
She
horror
went
we got.
Full Linda Blair.
Oh, and
Yeah.
when it
Yeah.
it changed her face into
Yeah.
like into what was in the ring the girl.
Sumara.
Oh God, yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
creepy.
She's crawling out of your TV. She's under your bed.
Don't like it. Don't like that at all.
Yeah, that was
She's
intense.
like up on the ceiling.
Yeah. And I just, Catherine Hahn had the best time getting to do that. Like, I wish I could do that. Just, it'd be the best.
Actually, you can do that anytime. You just
Somebody
still
make
do
a
that.
movie. Put me in it. That's all.
That's what we're doing here. You just feel free to go full possession on us.
Next time I'll do the makeup. Just like pea soup like that.
Wow.
We would immediately get explicit because I'd have to go full, like Daniel Day-Lewis, like into it, and I'd be like, "Your mother, beep 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 beep," beep in hell, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, "It's not my fault. It's not my fault. The power of
It's the
Christ did
character.
not
It's
compel
flowing through me. I'm
It's
a
not
conduit.
It's not very compelling."
And I even think there's something really horrifying, and we talked about it a little bit, but that real mother stuff that we had to see with her, like being like, I should have killed you when you came out of my body. Like, that's some real dark stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they also talked about slitting her throat. Like, this episode got darker than I can't think of a darker thing in Marvel than this episode.
Do you think it was the trial bringing like an image of her mom up, or that was really her mom coming out being super mean?
That's a good question. I would assume it's the actual mother.
Rio took a step back. Did anyone else know that? Like, notice that? Like, the mom was like, "Oh, what, you think you're gonna blah blah blah," and then she kind of like,
it definitely showed it. Well, and this was, my theory that I talked about on the multiple episodes now, where like, what if Rio and Agatha are somehow parts of the same person, or like somehow they both had the same reaction to their mother's like cruel words. So that either works as like obviously her partner being like offended for her, like hurt by it, or like if they literally did like the same look down when her mother said evil stuff to her. They both like looked down and looked sad, and I was like, they're both thinking that.
Rio was also defending her in the beginning of the episode when they're like, "Yeah, she killed her whole coven." And Rio's like, after her mom tried to murder her for no freaking reason.
Yeah.
Like, she called her a psychopath. Are you defending her?
Somebody says in the beginning of the episode, "You're defending a serial." Oh yeah, it was saying to Rio, "You're defending a serial killer," and I'm like, "You all joined this coven. Like, you all willingly came on this journey with Agatha, the serial killer, leading it. So like, yeah, come on, give it a rest on that. Like, you're defending a serial killer.
You can't use that anymore. You joined up. You signed the form. You joined the club.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep harping on that."
Oh, yeah. I love that Lilo was offended, or Lilio was offended by brooms. Like, it was female domesticity.
Right. I loved it.
So funny. Because, I get it.
Yeah. It's also an obvious sign of female domesticity.
And they're basic.
I would love it.
So good. So good. Oh, man. I love this episode. I could have used another one on top of it. Like, this felt really short. And like, I understand that it's a really packed episode. I guess I feel like they could have spent a little more time on the trial. The trial seemed too fast in this episode. What'd you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, that 30 minutes went by real quick.
She wasn't supposed to take her hands off the planchette, but she did. And I thought that kind of like ended it. And then the mom came forward.
That was in the rules in the.
Oh, no, she did crawl out the door. Yeah, she got out. I guess, following her son's voice, if that's what that was, because I don't trust anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing about this trial is I feel like it was not well explained. Like, the rules were explained at the beginning. They broke them. They didn't really suffer consequences. I guess Agatha broke them. Then Agatha, the spirits came for Agatha, which her mother came for her.
Yep.
Maybe that's what was going on. And then,
they chose to punish her.
Yeah. They were she's set free by Alice zapping her or whatever. I don't know. The whole thing, I just felt like it was, the other ones have felt like escape rooms. This one felt like just like, we're going to throw some random stuff at you and then you're going to get to leave because Alice died. Like, it didn't feel like they really solved it or like finished the trial exactly.
Well, the rules said to always end with goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
And
they never closed the door.
Well, and Billy put the planchette at goodbye, and that's when the door opened.
Oh, okay. Is that all they had to do?
I guess.
Was just like say goodbye and the thing would have ended. That poor Alice.
Well, Alice used her power to knock the spirit of Agatha's mom out of Agatha. Like we saw her fly back, and then I'm like, cool, she's done, she's out. Stop blasting her.
Exactly. I was like, but I guess she looked surprised when she was using it because I guess that was the first time.
Yeah, it didn't seem like she knew that she could do that.
Like, oh wow.
Yeah, it looked completely new to her, and
then
it looked like
how
once
to do it, she did go.
Yeah. It looked like once Agatha hit Agatha took over. Then it was just Agatha sucking the power out of her. I don't think it was any more.
That.
She was definitely enjoying it, but I don't know. I still don't know if she had control or not. Like I
probably not.
Could believe either way.
She's a vampire, like a vampire, witch vampire, power witch vampire. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Vampire.
A vampire.
A bitch.
No, she's a bitch.
I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's read some feedback we've had in the chat. If anybody else wants to send anything that's on the live chat, just type @StrandedPanda when you write, and we'll try to read it here on the show if we have time. Mary Tieco says, when Agatha said, "You are just like your mother," did she mean Wanda, or does she still think the teen is her son? Wanda, 100%.
I think it's definitely Wanda.
She believes that was Nicholas Scratch. At least we're supposed to believe. I don't know. Who knows? It could be some kind of twist that was not her son's voice, but that Nicholas Scratch speaking made her disengage from Alice. Or did it? Did she just finish sucking all her power out? I don't even know.
She got done and she's like, "Oh no. Look what happened."
I think that's what I'm annoyed by this episode. It's the shortest one and it's the least explicit of what happened. Like, I don't know even for sure if Billy had his wits about him at the end. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why Billy did what he did exactly.
This is a leave you wanting more one, and I think it was a perfect time to kind of shake things up right in the middle. Give us what we want, but also like really leave you wanting more and being like, oh my God, when it's over, you're like, no, they love that.
And that needle drop with the face and the crown was mwah, like chef's kiss, French kiss, as we say here. That was so good. So good.
You know, what if Agatha's pact that keeps her alive and keeps death away from her, what if that, like the bodies that Agatha sends are supposed to be witches, and it's not necessarily that she has control over the power stealing aspect? Like, what if that is part of the pact, in that when a witch blasts her with the power, that pact takes over and she takes, and like,
yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, she may
power.
It may
she has no control over that.
Exactly. It may just be a spell that is on her all the time, and just when she gets zapped, it gets sucked. Like, she doesn't have. Yeah.
We also are saying that she was doing this to take their powers.
Yeah, like it's not her doing it on purpose so much. Like the pact to keep her alive is what I'm thinking. It could be. Right. Like, what if?
Right. It's one of those pacts she has. Like, we have the Darkhold pact, we have the power sucking pact, we have the Nicholas Scratch pact. And are these all the same pact, or are they all different? Like, we really don't know.
It's paragraph 3, subsection 4.
Yeah, for sure. Riley Kent in the chat. Hey, Riley, thank you. She helps us with our social media. She says, but where did Rio go? They left her with Alice's body, and I'm worried.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's ferrying the dead.
Yep. Ooh. It seems that way to me. Everything's pointing to her being some version of death or a reaper.
That's probably why Wiccan probably can't do too much against her, so he wasn't putting her in the quicksand.
Oh yeah, God.
That wouldn't have gone well for him.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. How will the next episode open? And I have a feeling it's going to be Rio comes out and confronts Teen, and what is that going to look like? Is it going to be Billy being like, what happened? Like, I blacked out? Is it going to be Billy being like, you're a evil witch like all of them, and I'm going to take you down too? Is it going to be, I don't know Rio's going to try to figure out what happened, and I don't know what Billy's stance is going to be.
I'm going latter a little bit. I'm a little bit more like, yeah.
I want her to be Palpatine. And she's like, good, my young apprentice.
Yes,
and starts training him.
I thought it was so good that she like basically predicts this, Agatha, when she says like, you're just like your mother, like, are you sure you won't, hurt others for what you want? And then he immediately like throws them off the road and it's like, yeah, he did. Yeah. I love what that means for his character. Like, I don't know. I mean, he seemed to really like, I mean, the whole episode, revenge?
Well,
why do you think
throwing
revenge?
Agatha in, yeah, for sure, revenge. Like you went against your coven, you're an asshole, like and
yeah.
like any number of reasons, and threw her in. But then why the other two?
I saw it as him just like striking out against witches because he just spent, all these episodes getting to know these witches, thinking, oh, we're a sisterhood, coven, blah, blah, I'm part of this. And then this episode, they did nothing but try to throw each other under the bus. Yeah. And then he says, is this what witches are? They just like hurt everyone they need to get what they want. And then she's like, you think you aren't that? You are that. And then that's when he's like, oh, this is what witches are, and then he throws them. Or
and all witches.
Right. And like too many witches, like that's, he's Mordo all over again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. TV and movie guy says, thought Billy was more powerful than letting on since he was able to break the Scarlet Witch's hex on Agatha like it was no big deal. Yeah, totally. He has been behind this whole thing from the beginning. He is the one that like did the incantation at the beginning to get her out of the hex. Mm-hmm. So like he's behind this entire thing. But I also think
him and Rio were kind of had to have been working together then because she also was there in the beginning to pull Agatha out of the show.
Well, according to Rio, she showed up because the hex started to fall.
Oh yeah.
And when Wanda died, the protection of Agatha that was happening, like Agatha was hidden. And her like magic started. I think a lot of her magics are based in the Darkhold, and I wonder if the Darkhold getting destroyed like undid some of the magic that she had protecting her from the Salem 7 and protecting her from Rio. Because that's what Rio says is like, I found you. The Salem 7's going to find you too. You've been hiding for hundreds of years, but we've got you now.
Could be.
TV movie guy also says things are getting sucked into the earth, so Rio might be able to help with that, and that's part of the earth trial. Oh, yeah. Maybe she can just use her earth powers to bring everyone back.
She literally raises them.
Yeah.
Not like from the dead, just out of the puddles.
I could 100% see her just like stopping and being like, just like lifting the TIE fighter that is Agatha out of the mud.
X-Wing.
Dang.
Yeah,
You're right. It's an X-Wing.
Well, I mean, it depends on what side she's on at this point.
I'm just talking about Dago. I'm talking about in Dagobah.
Be a TIE fighter.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just thinking of Dagobah when Luke lifts it up out of the mud.
Yeah. The road is Dagobah.
Yeah, sorry about that. The road is Dagobah. It is kind of Dagobah.
You're learning. You're trying.
I know. I'm not a Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars.
He's not a Star War.
Mary T. Echo says the Witch's Road was definitely Billy's idea. He just needed a coven to get there, and he can get his prize at the end. His mom, his brother, or just power.
Family.
All of them.
His family, yeah.
Go big or go home, Billy.
Could Vision show up?
His whole family.
Yeah, like if he got, I think we've been saying Tommy for sure could show up. I think Wanda's a possibility, but like I think if anything, like just like an astral projection of her from the grave or something like that. But Vision is the dad. Like Vision could show up too.
Uncle Pietro.
Ooh, yeah.
Which one?
You want somebody to get through the road quickly? Uncle Pietro.
Oh, that's true.
That's a good call. That would be really fun. Like people are on those little speeder bikes that they have now, and somebody else is running, doing the straight up like Days of Future Past version of Quicksilver, like running around to us.
Time in a bottle playing.
Beth Docker says, I think Agatha truly can't help stealing powers and killing people, and she accidentally killed Nicholas Scratch and is haunted by it. So hearing his name was her real punishment. Ooh. Punish Agatha, and then she's able to leave once she hears Nicholas's name, and once she steals the power. That's a really good thought, Beth. I like that a lot. Like the pain she's been going through for 100 years. I do think there's something in Agatha where like she does bad things for sure, but she also can't. There are spells on her that make her do bad things to some degree, and she is living up to to the version of her everyone believes is her. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like to me. Like even the Witch's Road thing, we don't know that she ever actually did the Witch's Road, but she tells everyone she did because they believe that. So what if all these witches she's killed all over the years have just been every witch that tried to attack her, and she just kept getting a big and bigger cred, and she kept being like, yeah, I'm the baddest on the block, but really she's just got one spell on her that's killing every witch that tries to touch her. I like that. I think that's cool. And that's the pain that she's having to go through, is like, she's lonely forever because every time she's around a witch, they try to kill her, and she gets their power and kills them right back.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of self-inflicted, though. Like, God, I just have to push everybody to want to kill me.
Yeah. Well, but if they consider her like a serial killer, everyone would be scared every time they meet her, and it's just this self-fulfilling cycle, I guess. And then seeing the disappointment and hearing the disappointment in Nicholas's voice in the way she's done all these years. Like it's also her fault because she chose the spell. Like it's like it may be a monkey's paw situation.
Don't know if that was actually her son's voice. I don't completely believe that.
Sure.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It could be Mephisto.
That seems, well, you guys, you're right. Just saying that the trial seemed like it was over pretty quickly. Like that seemed pretty easy. But we didn't actually see. She goes through, the thing and all. I don't know. Then what's under the mud? I don't know. I don't think it's over.
The trial's not actually over.
Yeah, maybe not.
They get to change back into their outfits, but like not.
Well, it's
still
weird
going.
that they would do Agatha's in the middle when she's the star of the show.
Yeah. Like maybe her trial really isn't over. I see what you're saying.
The whole road is her trial.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do think that like when she gets to the end of the road, her choice she has to make for what she wants, like power, or like maybe she gets to bring everyone back from the dead that she lost on the road, like something like that. Include maybe so maybe there's a choice at the end where she gets a chance to get the power she was seeking or bring everyone back, and it's like she realizes it's a trade and she chooses better than the power.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like an interesting note. This is the third trial, right? And Agatha's jersey like was purple to match her power, but it also had the number 3 on it, like 03 on it, which was like, oh, it's 03 because third trial, and it's purple for her.
That's
power
funny.
being like,
I love it. Yeah,
maybe it's a bit on the nose, but there's a theme. Maybe there's a theme.
For sure. I mean, I think all that stuff means lots of things. There's so much meaning in the show and all the little things they've put into it. I'm loving it. Jay Scoots says, would a Master Pandemonium reference count as a Mephisto reference? I think I guess he's talking about for our Fantasy Heroes game.
That is going to be up to other people.
Yeah, that's not up to us, but I would say no way, because you're too close to me in points.
They also have to show up on screen.
That's right, yeah. So I guess that's tough. If Master, I don't know. Waterfall Angel says, if Agatha is not in control of stealing powers and she warned Lilia about it, she's looking a bit more on the good side. Maybe she had no control in killing her mother/coven. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's a protection spell that kills people who try to attack her and gives her more power. Seems like a great idea, and then your mother and the coven try to kill you. And and she's killed her, apparently traded or killed her son and killed her mother. Like, she's killed her whole family.
Yeah. Whoops.
Maybe she grabbed the Darkhold because she was trying to bring her coven back. No.
Well, we don't talk too much. Like, we always say that the Darkhold corrupts, and maybe this was like a trick that something it pulled on her. Like, she got all this ultimate power, but it was at the cost of this.
Right. Yeah, like they gave her the Darkhold. A very young Agatha, hundreds of years ago, decided to put this spell on herself, thinking this will protect me, and it's brought her nothing but loneliness and pain. Like that's that monkey's paw thing.
Yep.
What if that power is like innate in her, and it's like almost like a mutation? Like,
I was wondering if they were going to go that way too. To be
And
honest.
like, what if
I'm glad
that's
that you said it.
So it looks like me being the idiot?
No, I was
Becomes
gonna.
way
I was
wrong.
wondering how to bring it up, but I was
Okay.
wondering if they might say that at some point that she's a mutant
Yeah, like what if she's a mutant
Interesting.
and it's like an innate power inside her,
because she can't control it.
and like, what if like when she was born, there was a witch that tried to do something to Agatha as far as like trying to clean her up or like
Right.
throwing some kind of power at her, whatever witches do back in those times, you know.
And she just absorbed their power.
And then she was just like little baby absorbed the power, blah,
and
like,
all it left was a little
What?
scar. All it left was a lightning-shaped scar on her head.
yeah,
Right? Doesn't have to be
Yeah.
a little. If you say that the first, like maybe at those trials she was 16, we didn't actually get how old she was when she killed,
Yeah.
those people. So maybe that was like her power doing its puberty thing.
Manifesting. Yeah, doing its puberty
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
That X-Men
Oof.
puberty thing.
That
Oh
X-Men
no, I
puberty thing.
killed my whole family.
Oh, what a rogue I am.
Polaris.
That could be. I think I like the idea that it was a choice she made unwittingly, and like now she has this power she can't control, but it is her fault still,
Yeah.
But also we've already got Billy, Tommy, and Wanda who are like, well, Tommy's not a witch, but we've got like witch/mutants already in the verse. I feel like
Yep.
I kind of want Agatha to just be a witch, and
Yes.
I don't need her to be a witch/mutant.
I'm fine with all of it. Bring on the mutants. Pepper them in.
Waterfall Angel says purple string theory.
I like it.
I like it a lot. I thought it was weird that Lilia asked Teen what the back of the instructions say for ages 3 and up. This will somehow tie into Nicholas Scratch. Ooh, I took that as just an offhanded joke, but that is pretty sad. Like the idea that
He was 3.
Yeah. he was that
Wait a
young.
minute.
And that's what the 3 is.
Well,
Lilia,
yeah, the Ouija just said ages 3 and up, which I thought that was more just like a joke that like
Yeah.
whatever.
Her-
But yeah,
It was the
interesting.
3rd trial. Her.
Oh, the
her
3
on her-
We have lots of 3s happening.
yeah, there
Yeah.
are lots of 3s. There's 3 3s so far we have,
Weird.
and there's 3 witches
Lilia.
left.
Lilia
Well,
said,
Not counting Rhea.
Lilia said that when she does her divining, her divination
Mm-hmm.
power, she channels,
Divining.
or she reads people and she reads time.
Mm-hmm.
And when things were going crazy, as Lilia said, I didn't like, or like I hated this the first time.
Yes, I heard that.
And somebody was like, why is she talking crazy? And like, that just left my mind. But like,
No, I wonder if we go back and see those other episodes, if there's a moment. Oh man, there's that one where she says "Save Agatha" or something like
Yeah,
that.
try to
I wonder
save
if
Agatha.
I wonder if that's her talking to Alice. You know what I mean? Like in that moment, or yeah, I really need to go back. I said this on our feedback episode, but I really want to go back and like write down everything Lilia has said so far in those moments, because I think it might. Maybe it is just Witches Road things that we will see her go through that she hasn't gone through yet.
I'm wondering if she's going to, like, if Lilia or someone is going to like end up rewinding time relative to them, or working with time in some way, because she said she reads time specifically. And so I wonder if that's going to be like a thing where, they're reaching back into the past to try to like set things right along the road.
Interesting. Oh, that would be weird. I
It would be.
don't hate it, but we haven't seen Lilia's trial yet.
Yep.
And if her thing is being unstuck in time, what if we get a trial where she's trying to fix everything that's happened in the entire season in her trial, because she's bouncing around in time and she's like laying the groundwork for whatever the final solution is. She's like the things she said put key moments into play that she didn't even know, we didn't know at the time were happening, That would be cool. I love that kind of stuff.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, right? When they're like running around with that thing.
Time Turner, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Was that?
I don't remember.
I don't know what book it was in at all. I
That's
just
for
was
Prisoner
I was
of
just going with
Azkaban,
it.
maybe.
I'm just going with it. Yeah, I think it's a later one.
Yeah. Is it the werewolf one? I like that one.
My niece is reading those right now. She just finished the 4th book in like 2 days. She is devouring those books. Waterfall Angel says maybe she gave him up when he was a baby. Weird to hear him speaking then. I don't know, to be determined. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know when it seems like I'm guessing that voice we heard was probably the age he was when she lost him.
Mama, stop.
Or gave him up. Yeah, well, Mama, stop. Like, that's probably the voice she remembers. Even if that's not really him, like you said, Ashley, it is still psychologically there to screw with her,
Yeah.
To punish her.
Punish her.
Kiki says, if they did the reveal this early, what other surprises could there be?
Oh,
Mephisto, obviously.
I mean, it's not really a surprise at this point, but yeah, Mephisto.
Yeah. Well, I think... I feel like there's so much we still don't know, even just this episode. And I feel like the next episode, we're not going to get those answers. Like, what's up with Billy? Like, what is the sigil? Like, how does it work? What is Rio? Like, there's so many more little secrets. What the hell is
Lilia talking about?
Yeah, what is Lilia talking? Every one of the people on the road has like secrets surrounding them, and I'm guessing we will. Like, we still don't know why or how Jen was bound. The only one we had all this kind of, I guess it's interesting. The road is revealing everyone's secrets, and as it reveals them, they die. Mrs. Hart didn't really have any secrets, and she died early.
She was an open book, so she just got iced.
Yeah, Alice's secrets were revealed in the last episode. Like, everything kind of came out about Alice, and she's gone. And now we have these secrets. All the other witches have secrets that we don't know. Why was Jen bound? What happened to Lilia in the olden times, but also what is all this time jumping she's doing, which I love it. I love that there's going to be some kind of time travel. Really, really love that. Sorry if you hate time travel, but I'd love it.
So much time travel.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just ready for no time travel, and it's fine.
I'm never ready for no time travel. And then Agatha, obviously, we don't really know what's up with her. We don't know what happened with Nicholas Scratch. We don't know how she got, what she got, if she's even been on the road, and if she did, what she got. We don't know what kind of deals she's made. We don't know how her power works. There's so many surprises. So, Kiki, I don't think we will have a lack of surprises to learn. And everything around Billy and Rio is like real swirly and weird. So, like, there's 5 people left. All of them have secrets.
I wouldn't be surprised if those two weren't working together.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mary Tieco says, but who did Agatha have Nicholas with? Like, who's the other parent?
It's Immaculate Conception.
Ooh.
That's that Jesus baby.
That's that Jesus baby. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Or Mephisto, or Satan himself.
Or, this could be really early days of her being a witch, or even before she was a witch, she had the child, then became a witch, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It could be anything. It could just have been someone back then that she was in love with.
I mean, she could have just found a random person, a priest even, found a random priest and harvested his seed so that she could have a child, so that she could trade that child for the Darkhold. It was a big, long con to get the Darkhold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's extra dark.
Yeah. Just a terrible person, just in general.
Yeah. I mean, when she took her turn this episode and started talking, like laughing and telling him, like, are you sure? Like, I was like, man, she's just full on. Like, for a second, I thought this is just about to be a show where, like, she's the villain again, and Billy is the hero trying to, like, I thought, like, oh, wow, Agatha is actually going to be a bad guy in the show, like, full stop. But then Billy ends up turning all, like, blue and shooting people into the swamp.
Yeah, but that doesn't make the first part of what you said not untrue at this
100%.
point.
Everybody's 100%. A villain.
Yeah. Well, I'm still sticking with, like, maybe she'll have her little hero turn at the end, but it has not happened yet, and it has not happened this whole time. She was no problem if anybody died.
Yeah. 100%. Oh gosh, I'm so excited.
Ralph Boner is the father.
Oh, I mean, I would. That's Evan Peters.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. All right. Riley Kent says, not the pause before the seed.
I was like, please think about what you're about to say.
Yeah, like,
say it. And I'm glad
say something
that you
I don't
did.
have to bleep.
Yeah, I was like,
Mary Chieko says, what if Billy attacked them at the end because Agatha figured out he was Wanda's son? That's what I said. Or I really think this. I think it is very possible Rio is going to come out of that thing and she's going to be like, where is Agatha? And he's going to be like, I don't know. And we're going to realize that this entire action, the crown, the wiggly woos, everything was part of the sigil. It's all part of the protection spell that Wanda put on him. I think it's very possible that cute, innocent little Billy is going to be like really upset when he realizes that this dark thing came out of him and tried to kill the Coven after he was just saying like, I'm going to be a good guy. I have no control over what I do, you know?
Yeah. I think he's in control.
I think he's in control.
Yeah, I do too.
All right.
Let's see what happens.
I like it.
It's going to be really funny when Rio comes out and she's like, where is Agatha? And he's like, she jumped in the puddle. She was feeling guilty and then just dove on in. And then
he's going to be like, you told her.
The other two just dove in as well because they were just racked with grief. It was crazy. Everybody's just throwing themselves in the puddle these days.
Quicksand, very never-ending story.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't say it. I didn't mean to say it. Nobody think it. Don't bring it up.
Don't give up, Artax.
Let's end it. No, I didn't say it.
Okay, I think we've gotten there. I think we've done our first reaction to this episode. We'll be back in a couple days to do more. Talk about your feedback. Send your feedback to mcucast@gmail.com, and we'll get as much of it as we can. Or go to patreon.com/mcucast and join our Patreon, and we give those guys priority in our feedback episodes. So please do that. We really need the support to keep this show running. Help us do more with it. Appreciate you guys. You guys want to tell them what else is going on online right now for you?
Yeah, just check out like Bingers and Bill and Ashley's Terror Theater.
Yeah, Bingers Assemble. You got the Joker episode. You're doing dead episodes on the Joker, and you guys just did Terrifier on Bill and Ashley's Terror Theater. Yeah. And I'm over on Multiverse News. Check that out.
How'd that Folie à Deux work out?
Guess you have to listen to the episode to find out. I give away no secret.
Give us a single word review that's too coded to understand.
I feel so on the spot.
I know.
Because it's
I feel like that first sound might have been good enough, though.
What'd you say? Mondu?
Mondu. You have to speak French.
All right. Yeah, you
words.
do.
I mean, it depends on how fast you say it.
All words can be one word if you say them fast enough.
All words are made up.
All right, guys. We'll be back soon. Peace.
Until next time, true believers.
Bye.
Hey, you just listened to the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast from Stranded Panda. I really hope you liked it. Let me just say a big thank you to all of our supporters on patreon.com/MCUcast. You are the lifeblood of our little operation here, and a huge thank you to our insanely generous Illuminati tier patrons, Walter Kreisky III, Lieutenant Bongo, and Jazz Viz. You guys are amazing. If you'd like to see our beautiful faces, you can catch a video version of many of our episodes at youtube.com/strandedpanda. Love you 3000, my friends.